Here I'm going to show you how you can search the forms of nouns in accordance. We're going to look just at first and second declension nouns. So I'm moving to accordance and notice I have verses showing up here in the entry bar, so I'm going to change that to words. If I click on that without anything in the bar, it just defaults to the entire New Testament. Let's make our search just in the Gospel of John. Look what you can do. You can open up some choices by clicking on the little plus sign, as I'm doing, and notice over here you can set a range. By default it's set to all text, but you can select just, for example, one book of the Bible. If you don't see what you want there, you can define a new range. For example, you could define just the verses of a pericope that you're working on, and then you can do searches just within that pericope. Let's choose the Gospel of John as our range. Now, I would like to look at nouns of the second declension that therefore are masculine and end in Omicron sigma. So I'm going to put in a wild card, the asterisk, and then Omicron sigma. Oops, you know what? I didn't change it to words. Okay, now I've done it. Asterisk, Omicron sigma. Then I go up to the search drop-down screen and go to enter tag and choose noun. There are choices here. I'm going to choose masculine. I'm going to leave number, case, and all that separate so that it will show all the various singulars and plurals and all the different cases. All right, notice what it does. It enters the search item in brackets and it connects it to the OS, Omicron sigma, with an @ sign. Now if I click on this, I hit return, it shows me all of the nouns in the book of John that are second declension masculines. Let's do the same thing with neuters. We can change this to ON, Omicron ni, and rather than starting our search all over again up in the search, we can remove masculine and replace it with neuter. Now we have all the nouns in John that are neuter second declension. What if we want to look at the first declension nouns? How about if we end our word with an alpha and then select feminine? Good. Now we have nouns ending in alphas, and we can look at all the different forms of those nouns. Some of them are nominative, some of them, like if I select Scotia and I look down in the instant details down below, it tells me it is feminine singular dative. If I look at Aletheas, now it tells me it's feminine singular genitive. So if you look over in the English, it says full of grace and truth. So of grace and of truth illustrates a use of the genitive case. Let's look for other first declension nouns, those that end in an eta. Now we see first declension feminine nouns ending in eta. So zoe, phony, here's a sikin. It's actually fig tree, if you look at the instant detail down below. And it is feminine singular accusative. Also, if you want to find out, there are some of these nouns that end in eta sigma, and they are masculine even though they are first declension. Let's see what comes up with that. A lot of names. Prophetes, there's one of the words. Prophet. Mathetes, here's the masculine plural nominative. Metritas. Oh, that's interesting. A decanter. Okay. That's a word that I didn't know. You'll see that a lot of these words ending in "is" are proper names. And then a lot of them are mathetes or prophetes. Anyway, you can have a lot of fun looking at nouns and noun forms, and it gives you an idea of how the different forms appear actually in sentences. You can look over at the English and see how they're translated. So here the prophet Isaiah, ipen Isaias o prophetis. I invite you to do this for the nouns of the first and second declension.